Alright, the next job I'm going to do on the MG is replacing the choke cable. I got a problem with mine. It won't, it's supposed to lock in place, and it does slightly, but you can tell it's very loose when you try to lock it in place, and a lot of times it just kind of snaps back and it won't hold. So what I got is a new cable. And what it's meant to do is when you twist it, it locks itself in place, and therefore you can set a choke or pull the choke out so you can start it cold in the morning, and it won't. It shouldn't. Once you lock it in place, it shouldn't snap back. Mine is very loose. So let's go do it. Alright, the choke cable attaches down here between the two carburetors. You can see the end of the cable right here. And here's the two carburetors. And so you have to take off this nut right here that holds it in place. Just kind of loosen it and it should fall through, or you should be able to push the wire, the cabling through. And that's that. Okay, so what you do is you take a pair of vice grips and you grab onto, let's see if I can get a picture of that, kind of upside down right now, but you grab onto the one side and then you use your, this is a 7/16 to fit around the other side and loosen up that nut. Okay, once you got it loosened over here, you can reach down on the firewall side of everything and grab the cable from below and pull it out. Okay. There you go. And you can kind of push it through. Get the light. Over here, you can push it through the firewall. There's a grommet down here that it goes into. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside of the car. Alright, on the inside of the car, this is the passenger footwell and my right-hand drive. So you just kind of pull that cable through, and you can see it just comes right out. Okay, next part is the tricky part. Get behind the dash to get this nut. Here's the replacement unit. Oop. You can see it's held on here with a nut. This nut goes on the back side and clamps down between the metal of my dash. So what you gotta do is you gotta get behind there and hold on to this nut or loosen this nut up in order to get it off. So I'll show you the best way to do that. Okay, in order to get a good view back there and take off that the nut that's holding on the choke cable, pop off the plate. If you have an actual radio, it might help to take it out. These blanking plates are just held on with these two spring clips. So once you twist the clip sideways like this, it'll pop out. But if you twist them up and down, if they're up and down like this, then it holds it in there. So take that off, set that aside, and now I can reach back there and get to that nut real easily. Alright, even with the blanking plate gone, it's still tough to get back there to get that nut off the back. So what I did was I pulled out. Once you have the end removed, from the engine bay, then you can pull the whole actual cable through. So I did that. That made some more space in here. And what I did was I wedged a, let me get it out. I wedged just a bit that's a flathead screwdriver bit in there, and then I could use this small 1/4 inch wrench to hold it in place while I used my 3/4 wrench here on the back to just move it. You just have to move it a little tiny bit in order to break it loose, and then you can do it by hand. So I did that. It's all loose, and now I can. Alright, well, sorry about the siren. That's my German village. Every month or so tests its air raid siren. It's kind of funny, actually. We live right across the street from where the air raid siren goes off from, so it's pretty loud, but you gotta laugh. It's no big deal. So now I got this loose, and you can just pull it straight out. Another thing I did was, you're right next to, when you're in here messing around with all this stuff, let me get the bit out. You are extremely close to the ignition switch. So all the main electric going for the entire car is going right through here. You don't want to be messing around back here with a metal wrench. So in the back, go ahead and safety first, disconnect the negative lead of the battery, and then you don't have to worry about electrocuting yourself. Alright, so that's off, and I'll just put the new one in. Alright, so you feed the, you take the nut and this washer off the unit, and then you feed it through the hole. You put the nut and washer on the cable, and you slide them down the cable here from the inside. Okay, then you just run the cable through. And there's a clip, I don't know if you'll be able to see in the dark here, but inside here there's a clip that the cable's supposed to run around right there. So make sure it kind of keeps it up out of the way. So I'll run the cable, and then I'll show you. I'll attach the nut on the back, and then we'll put everything back together. Alright, when you're attaching the new line, you gotta go up through this little pulley. Just kind of feed it in there. It should go up. Nope, lost the light. It should go up into this pulley right here, or this fitting. There you go. And you can tell when it's in there, it's kind of a sleeve that goes over the cable sheathing. And then you gotta feed it back up through this bolt right here, and then tighten that down. So I'll do that. I'm gonna need my other hand, so I'll do that, and then tighten it up. Okay, now once you get the wire through the locking nut, make sure you pull all the slack out. inside the car, the actual knob should be all the way in, and then pull the slack out from the wire, or the cable, and then tighten it down once the slack's all out. Alright, now get the light here. Alright, now working perfectly, so pull it out, lock it, stays locked, and then you unlock it. Everything's good, it's all tightened up. Just need to put the plate back in to cover here. I've already reattached the oil water temp and pressure gauge, and that's it.